and welcome to our first episode of May Mission Madness, the series where we cover all of the Mission Impossible movies starring the Cruise, Tom Cruise.
The man himself, the actor with no significant baggage attached.
Yep, nothing at all. Obviously, we're going to start with the first Mission Impossible, the one that came out, I believe, in like 1995 or 96.
Oh, it might have been later than that.
Yeah, late 90s, let's just say that.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know, this movie is based off a TV show. 2 TV shows, in fact. There was one that ran in the 60s, and then there was a reboot in the 80s. And then Tom Cruise was such a fan of this TV show, he produced this film, and he's like, we're going to make a Mission Impossible movie. And this is what we got. And yeah, he got Brian De Palma of the Hollywood's like classic directors. He did like Carrie and Scarface, I think. It's crazy to think that he did this movie. And
yeah, for sure.
And for the most part, as a start to this franchise, it's good. I think, at least.
Yeah, it's still stuck in what I think are some of the cornier parts of the Mission Impossible franchise, but it doesn't really shake off for a few movies, but they have their own kind of charm to them. The stupid skin masks in these first few movies, my god, dude.
Okay, this movie has a good one. Wow, we're just skipping to the end. No, it's fair, it's fair. I mean, that was like a big reveal, and that was like the thing that made this movie. We'll get into the second one where they just went fucking nuts with them. But yeah, I like the skin mask. It's a lot better than the makeup that they do.
Yeah.
Like Tom Cruise is an old colonel. That shit was... Does anybody buy this?
Yeah.
Like, okay, I guess he just looks like that. They just so happen to be Tom Cruise's height and relative build.
Yeah, next thing you know, we'll get Tom Cruise in a fake set of glasses and a mustache, and people will be like, who could this possibly be? Is it Ethan Hunt? No.
That is the third one. That's the third one. What I really like about this film is that the setup is brilliant.
Yeah.
It starts off like any other Mission Impossible scenario where the IMF team goes in, tries to complete a mission, and the fun thing about they switched on its head here, everybody dies except for Hunt. And you're just like, oh shit. Because if you watch the TV show, like it was like a procedural, so they get out at the end, nothing really bad happens. If there's a mistake, they have to quickly fix for it. But no, fucking Emilio Estevez gets a fucking metal shard to the head. All right, movie, and then another one gets stabbed, another one gets blown up. The main character, apparently from the original TV show, recast in this movie by Jon Voight, dies. So now you're just stuck with this new main character for these sets of movies, and it suddenly becomes this really fun, paranoid political thriller. Ethan, the entire time, is just sweating bullets, and like, I don't know who to fucking trust. Like the moment I forgot her name, Jim Phelps' wife, like that young woman, like when she comes back and says like, I'm not dead, Ethan, and he's just like, I don't, like his reality is just broken.
Right.
Say what you want about Tom Cruise. The man commits. And
Yeah.
in this first one, it's more of an acting challenge because he definitely has to play up the like, it's about the mission, it's about who can I trust, and he has to really play into the like psychological element of everything. And it's really interesting to watch because it adds a different angle to a spy movie because he's rogue to begin with.
Right.
Yeah. Like, all that stuff is just really fun and makes this first one feel special. You don't get a lot of crazy stunts in this movie.
That's true. Although the one like very iconic scene is like the very iconic stunt because most of these movies have at least one.
Oh yeah.
Is the stupid train.
That or the famous rappelling when they go to steal the knock list. We'll talk about that scene in a bit, but yeah, no, the train.
I was gonna say that scene is iconic. I wouldn't say that it's iconic for the stunt though. Necessarily speaking.
Okay, fair. I mean, do you know how they did the train? Like how they filmed it?
I know that they wanted to use an actual train.
Yeah, because it's fucking Tom Cruise.
Yes. And then the railway said no, and then Tom Cruise had dinner with them, and then the railway said yes.
Well, yeah, they said yes to like film certain stuff on it, but not like dangle Tom Cruise off the top of it. this is
Well,
what
sure.
this is what they did. They took one of those industrial like you know those things where you can like do go like fake skydiving, or you can like be in those machines that like you go up and down and you're kind of floating in midair, like that fan goes and everything.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
took one of those fans, put it on its side, and just had it blow in the face of Tom Cruise. So when you see him and all that air is he's just like holding on for dear life, that's an industrial fan blowing fuck you miles per hour at him. And
That's awesome.
yeah, and it's really cool. So like it's if he let go, he'll still fly off.
I mean, say what you will about Tom Cruise. No one is out here arguing that he does not commit to anything that he does.
No, exactly. Yeah. You can really tell like this is a passion project for him, mostly in the fact that like for a good 50% of this film, it's just him.
Right? I mean,
Characters
Ving
in this
Rhames is
movie.
there.
Ving
Ving
Rhames
Rhames
is
is there.
there. And I love that they're like, yeah, Marcellus Wallace from Pulp Fiction, hacker.
Yeah.
Like, sure, okay.
I love that this is so awesome. We get into this in later movies, but I really love the fact that the two recurring non-Ethan Hunt characters in the Mission Impossible film are a hacker and like a smaller hacker.
Yeah, yeah.
It's kind of awesome.
Yeah. I mean, Ethan just has all like he's the muscle, he's the guy who goes in the vents. They usually just have a girl just to be the looks.
Yeah. I mean, the veritable Bond girl, right?
Oh yeah, these first four movies I'd say have a rotating cast of women.
Yeah, I would agree with that assessment.
Oh, dude, second one. Oh man, I have a lot to say about that. But I'll say this: having Jean Reno in this film, I thought he added something pretty cool to this film. He added like that. I mean, it's not like the professional like level of character, but he's just he's there. It's kind of cool having him there. Like I don't know if he's said or done anything to like get him canceled, but for the most part, I think he's cool.
Oh, I mean, besides being that movie that you just referenced, no, he hasn't really done anything too bad to my knowledge.
Yeah.
You know, if we're gonna reference Leon the Professional, I feel like we should call out that movie's pretty weird.
But we're not here
Luc
to talk about.
Besson,
Yeah,
yeah, we can talk about Luc Besson and his weird ass weirdness some other time.
Yeah,
not relevant now.
Not relevant. But for this, I thought he played a really fun character as like the obvious bad guy.
Yeah,
like the moment he comes in, I'm like, you're not good. Like,
yeah.
Who brings a knife to a heist like this? Like, be real.
Yeah, not a super subtle villain role for sure.
No, yeah. I mean, to be fair, Ethan catches on right away. He's like, I don't trust this guy.
Yeah.
He's just there to hold me up while I'm trying to steal the knock list. Which,
yeah,
that whole scene is really fun too. Like, that is like classic, not only heist film, but like Mission Impossible scene. Like, there's all these weird contraptions. Like, okay, this room has pressure sensitive floors. On top of that, heat sensors. And then on top of that, a noise sensor. So you can't make any noise, can't be on the ground. You can't even like sweat too much.
Yeah, I mean it's awesome. This is the kind of shit that I love in Mission Impossible movies, where they will just construct the most arbitrary circumstance to like set something up.
Mhm.
And I think that they get a little bit more realistic as the movies go on, right?
Which
Like they
is-
put Ethan in situations where he's like underwater or on the outside of an airplane or whatever.
Yeah.
But I love that this first movie has the whimsy of like, this is just the fucking impossible room. Like
Yeah,
this is the
yeah.
room that every security feature.
Mhm.
Good luck.
Yeah, and I remember some people, I think like Mr. Sunday Movies on his weekly, not weekly planet, but Caravan of Garbage. He says like, well, like this room can have a completely different set of rules on how it like senses stuff, and the fun of it is they're just gonna figure out a way to get around it.
Yeah.
So it's like you can write any situation like, okay, you can't breathe in this room. Ethan, they'll find a way to not breathe in a room.
Yeah, Ethan Hunt will like mount an oxygen tank to himself.
Or hold his breath.
Yeah.
Just some shit like that. I don't tend to be like, okay, this doesn't make any sense. I'm like, okay, this list is super important. They have to go through A, B, and C to get it. And yeah, it's the reason why they call it Mission Impossible. Like these are like ridiculously tough missions.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're just I found it to be really fun. I really like that scene in the movie. And it's tense as fuck.
Oh yeah.
The bug-eyed paranoia that's in this movie is insane. Like everybody's sweaty. Like you see the whites in everybody's eyes. It is.
Yeah.
It's a tense movie, man.
And I think it's awesome. I especially think that it's so fun with this one because the trend of Ethan Hunt will live through fucking anything had not been established yet.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So there is a lot more of this very very real tension because movie going audiences were like, oh shit, are we gonna kill Tom Cruise? Right?
Well, I
And it's
mean,
like
to be fair, they
they
killed
could
off
have.
everybody. Like Emilio Estevez was a big name at the time.
Yeah,
John Voight
exactly.
was a big name.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying is it's like that opening scene is so clever
Hmm.
because it establishes for that first movie, like, hey, we're kind of throwing rules out the window.
Hmm.
We're not telling you what can and can't happen, and we're going to play with your expectations.
Hmm.
And I think it's very cool. And while I love the other Mission Impossible movies, I mean, wait until we talk about Mission Impossible Fallout, right? Like,
Oh yeah.
but I think that there's something really special to be said about how this first movie sort of plays with that.
I remember someone saying like these movies are kind of like the Fast and Furious franchise, where it's like it takes a little bit for them to find their steam and what they really want to be, and then that once they find it, they're just like, this is what we are.
Yeah,
And in my opinion, like this laid a really good groundwork that gets you excited. Like, oh, I want to see these guys do more missions, and then yeah, like we'll get into the second one, but you know.
yeah. Suffice it to say, I think that this movie does a lot right. It has a lot of cool ideas,
Mhm.
and I love going back to watch the first movie in long running franchises,
Mhm.
especially when those movies are like this.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't want to trash on it too hard because I don't think that it's bad. It's just like an example of this. I don't get the same feeling going back to like the first Star Wars movie.
I was just about to say Star Wars.
So it's interesting to me because what I like about this is that like when I go back to Star Wars, it's cool, but it feels like it's been so mired in nostalgia as a franchise that I don't get too much out of like going back to it.
Mhm.
Whereas with this, it feels like holy shit, they have changed this so much, and it's fun to see. It's almost like an alternate universe interpretation compared to the movies that we have now, and I
Oh
think that
yeah.
that's really cool.
It feels like a independent film version of a Mission Impossible movie.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like it's a lot more toned back. It doesn't have the crazy action until you get to the very end, and I mean, if you want good action, you get it at the end. It's
Oh
just
yeah,
that
big time.
you have to go through like almost 2 hours of the most tense movie you could think of.
Yeah.
It
I mean,
like
again, they don't call it mission plausible, right? Like, I think that that's so much fun as a bit for this movie of like
yeah,
you really don't know if it's going to succeed.
yeah.
Whereas in other movies, and once the pattern gets established, it kind of loses a little bit of that mystique. But I think it's so cool to see the magic still happening in this one, if that
Mhm.
makes sense.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
think we've said our piece on this film. There's not much else to say, mostly because it's like in the pop culture zeitgeist for like decades now, almost 30 years.
yeah,
And it's been like, hell, Shrek 2. Everybody's done the Langley heist moment.
yeah.
And even this franchise will continue to do like that as a repeated trend.
As they fucking should. You know what? I'm going to say it. It's a good enough moment. They've earned that bit of nostalgia baiting, I think.
I do too, yeah. So yeah, we're gonna end this video off. Mission Impossible 1, really good movie. Definitely highly recommend it. In our next video, we are going to be talking about Mission Impossible 2, which is a movie.
Hey guys, do you remember our Alien 3 review? It's time for part 2.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, stay tuned, subscribe to this channel so that you could get caught up on all the Mission Impossible movies and just movies in general. We'll have a bunch of reviews already out on the channel. Yeah, just stay tuned and y'all hope you all have a good day. Bye.
This video will self destruct in 3, 2, 1.